You can probably see it on here, to be fair.
The chat, I'll try and get it on my phone. What's it on
Regional
YouTube?
Politic.
I need that.
Hello, lads. We're live.
We're live. Hello. Full English. We're back again. Episode 12, believe it or not. Some big games this weekend. Like, obviously, the one that jumps out for me is Sunday's Chelsea-Arsenal. But loads of interesting ones. We've obviously got, a massive game going on between Everton and Newcastle. Two sides fighting out for Europe.
Fuck off.
And then
Started already.
West Ham against Liverpool is a game that a few weeks ago you're going, yeah, Liverpool, no problem. Now, can't see how Liverpool win there.
Terrifying. And West Ham picking up a bit as well.
Yeah, they've had a couple of decent results the last two games, haven't they? I mean, they were 2-0 up against Bournemouth and Callum Wilson scored 2 and Nuno took him off, didn't he, after like 53 minutes or something? And then obviously they conceded 2 goals. But again, before the game kicked off, I think if you were a West Ham fan and you said, look, you're going to go to Bournemouth, tough place to go and get a point, I think they'd have took it. Obviously, the fact that they were in a commanding position will be a little bit disappointing. And I've seen a few quarters this week, criticising that substitute. Callum Wilson against his former club scored 2 goals with still...
2 great goals, by the way.
40 minutes or 35 minutes on the clock. You fancy a chance of getting a match ball there, wouldn't you?
Mm. He's not match fit though, is he?
I know, yeah, but again, you're on 2 goals.
60 mins and all.
You're 2-0 up.
Could have been tugging.
He did say it was tactical. Obviously, he must have been feeling it a bit, and he hasn't had a great run with his injuries, has he, Callum, over the last period. So, he's probably protecting him. But again, if they go on and win the game comfortably from there, it looks a great decision. If they get back in it like they did Bournemouth, then, people start questioning the tactical acumen of the manager.
A few people asking where Skidmark is. Firstly, he's been replaced with a younger, more handsome person. With
we replaced
some hair
him
on his head.
We lost half. We played paddle today. I know we've always said it's a little bit of an uphill gardener sport, but Noah sucked me into becoming his partner on the paddle court, and we had our first defeat today, lad, didn't we?
We did, by 2 very good players, to be fair. But it was a good game.
Yeah, we got a lot to learn. Got to have to go and get myself down a rabbit hole on YouTube in terms of how to save, how to play it. I'm hearing Ian Robbins, like top paddle player.
All the footballers love it. Your ex-teammate, Hatton Ben Arthur.
Oh, yeah.
I'm pretty sure plays professional paddle.
Yeah, he's one of the top boys, I think, in Europe, Harry Hatton. I mean, he was an unbelievable footballer. Mercurial talent. I always remember the goal he scored for Newcastle at Goodison Park, Ladder Street End, and it had no backlift. Like, I was behind it, when you're on that, and it was the only one I've seen as good as it was Thierry Henry's for Arsenal against us at Highbury when we were at Man City. But Hattam's, like, he had absolutely no backlift, and he was one of those players that I don't think he was meant to be the most talented player in his age category at Clairefontaine, and an age category or a group that contained Benzema and lots of top players. But he was meant to be the next Zizou, the next Zinedine Zidane. And, I think there was some stuff going on off the pitch with him in terms of, the psychology, and he just never, ever fulfilled that potential. I mean, he was still a wonderful player. He was brilliant for us in spells at Newcastle. I always remember that goal he scored. I think it was after I'd left, where he slalom through Wigan, was it? Yeah, hell of a goal. And he was a great lad. Everyone said he was difficult. I mean, I got on with him fantastically well. I mean, to be fair, Andy Cole the same. I got on. Anyone said was a really difficult character, I ended up becoming mates with.
Wonder what that says.
Yeah, I don't know. It just says I'm easygoing, doesn't it? That I'm quite compatible with people, I would imagine. The Premier League, for me, this weekend, as I say, the Arsenal now, I think after certainly City's recent run of results and what's going on there, obviously Liverpool are all over the gaff. I think Arsenal, Chelsea are picking up, but I think Arsenal have to be massive favourites now to win the Premier League.
Oh, massive.
I mean, another great performance during the week, beating Bayern Munich.
What was it, 4-1? Even with Gabriel out as well.
They've got a strong squad, big physical squad.
What was it they clipped? Was it 12 clean sheets in a row or 9? And then since Gabriel's been injured, they haven't kept a clean sheet.
Well, he's a massive part of the defence, isn't he? But I also think the acquisition of Gabriel Heinz as defensive coach has been huge for them. You can see that spirit, that South American will to defend, and the pride in keeping the clean sheets. And obviously Heinz was a ferocious player, punch way above his weight, very aggressive. And I think that's come into that Arsenal defence now. I know they were already good. They were a very defensive team, and they've always had a good, strong, defensive spine. But I think they've gone into overdrive now from a psychological perspective. I think Hines has brought that X factor to that defence. Everybody's saying him and Gabriel are like really close. They've bonded. And obviously he's out at the minute, but you can see, Arsenal, as I say, they scored a goal now. I know Bayern scored, but you don't fancy anyone to score against him. And the kid who scored for Bayern's only a 17-year-old.
Well, he was struggling to score goals from open play, but if they start scoring goals from open play and they defend like they've been doing, then who can stop them?
But it's not only that, it's the others falling by the wayside because the pressure Arsenal are creating. It's like, oh, fucking hell, Arsenal are going to keep a clean sheet. They only need to score one. They don't even have to play well. It might be a set play. It's creating this psychological pressure on the other teams around them. And as I say, City slipping up. Liverpool, who were, I think at the start of the season, I've seen people giving Henry Winter stick this week about the tweet he put out saying, how well, if Carlsberg did transfer windows. But it's looking like Richard Hughes and the fucking recruitment group at Liverpool now have fucked the job up. The money spoils it. It looks like they've spoiled it.
Even you at the time was saying, like, fuck me. The league's ours.
Well, it felt like you were playing Champ Man.
That way, yeah. Just buying all the best players.
Yeah, it felt like you'd gone on Champ Man, gone Man United, sold all your shite to Man U for top dollar, and then you could do what you want in the market. It felt like Liverpool would, they were already building on the team that was champions, and actually it's completely backfired. It's great. I'm actually made up, not because it's Liverpool. But because I think the spending of money and the obscene way money's spent in football is a fucking disgrace. It ruins the game. Yeah. We're seeing here now. I don't know whether you've seen this. I've got a few things to mention politically as well we'll get into. But there was a BBC article this week or a BBC video this week where they were talking about the counterfeit shirts and going, if you get this counterfeit shirt and it can give you a rash. And it's like, yeah, not asked about the rash. Because I'm getting it for a £5. Where if I pay 80 quid, I fucking got a rash anyway. Because I can't afford fucking 4 shirts at 80 quid if I've got fucking 4 or 5 kids. So they're all bleating on and trying to put this fear into people that if you get this shirt from Thailand, it might get... Well, where do you think they're all made anyway? Like, they're all made in them sweatshops out in the Far East. The fact that you're getting it through the official club channel and paying, 10 times as much for it, does it make it any better? Yeah, if you've got the money to spend on it, obviously. But if you haven't and you can't, get your kids the latest kit, then the Moody's and the Snides are a good thing. I mean, you're one. You've had a few of them, haven't you?
I've got the 3 new Liverpool kits off the H-Gate and the fucking... You wouldn't even be able to
Have you had a rash off them?
No, I have a fuck. When I'm watching Liverpool,
and
but that's because of the
How much you pay for them?
About 15 quid ago.
And how much would that shirt cost you in the official channel?
The long sleeves are like 120.
Do you know what I mean? It's a no-brainer. No. And this is the problem. If you don't want people buying counterfeit goods, then adjust your prices.
Massively.
If you're getting them made for 8 quid,
what's it cost them to make?
Why are you charging 80 quid for them? Why are you I mean, that is football, isn't it? Just I seen FIFA announced the ticket sales and all that for the World Cup in. I mean, we already know that it's bent, isn't it? Because of the Ronaldo free match ban. Reduced now, so he can open the World Cup. The other side of that, Idrissa Gana Gay, you've seen him and Keane make up, and Everton have had that appeal rejected, so he's going to save the free games. Ronaldo fully elbows somebody full force. Yeah, it's only one game because it's Ronaldo. I mean, the game's bent. On the back of that, we've seen with the tickets there, they've said, there'll be some tickets for 60 quid. Oh, yeah, they are. But when you see it, it's like the restricted views right out the back. There's a small number. Yeah. But like every other ticket, they were saying is like a ridiculous price. And also, now, people who buy the tickets, FIFA have also put in place their own reselling platform, which takes 15% of what you get for the ticket off you who buys it, and 15% off me. So they're getting 30% extra on whatever the touts make. So this is just, again, exploitation of the fan, making as much money as they can. I mean, we're not surprised, FIFA, money hungry, football, money hungry. But at some point, we're talking about the Dutch tulip crisis. It's got to stop. If they don't stop it, they're going to ruin the game. Like, they're going to ruin it. And again, I think we're taking fans for granted. We've seen in the COVID pandemic, football is nothing without the fans. There's a great quote from Jock Stein. I'll have to dig it out for you here. I took a picture of the other day. About that, this is from Jock Stein. This is the old Celtic manager, first fella to win the European Cup. Without fans who pay at the turnstile, football is nothing. Sometimes we are inclined to forget that. The only chance of bringing them into stadiums is if they are entertained by what happens on the football field. Now, I think we've got to be careful with that because with VAR and the fucking nonsense and all the diving and the head injuries and faking it, we're slowing the game down. We're not making the game. And also the rise in athletic people. You know, we want to see footballers who can actually dribble, take people on, not just a load of 400 and 800 metre runners fucking chasing after the ball because the academy structures taught them to be that. The other quote from him is, football is for the fans. It can be the greatest game in the world, but if there are no people to watch it, it becomes nothing. The fans are the lifeblood of the game. Like, we can never forget that. We can never, ever forget that.
That's when footballer died to death that day. That'll never happen. The fans wouldn't let it happen.
I'm trying to find... Oh, God, what have I done here?
Don't know how you look for you find stuff in that phone.
Mate, there's so much mad stuff in this phone. Who've we got? Sunderland Bournemouth. That's an interesting game.
Sunderland's a tough place to go. For any team at the minute, to be fair. So I fancy Sunderland. I do fancy Sunderland at home to Bournemouth. Score win, Sunderland.
You go and score win, Sunderland?
That's what I'd go for if I was having a bet.
Bournemouth, Bournemouth. I know Bournemouth are a good side. Semenyo's back as well. Semenyo's back into the equation. I could see a score draw there. I could easily see a score draw. Man City leads after Man City made 10 changes during the week. Obviously, Pep's prioritising keeping the foot on the accelerator in the Premier League over the Champions League. It was, I thought there'd be goals in that game, but I was surprised to see Leverkusen win. City, I think, have obviously prioritised. We need to get league form back going. Leeds lost last time out, having to been in the lead against Aston Villa. I fancy City to flatten them.
Yeah. Be a good beating. Triple captain
Haaland.
Haaland.
I think I'll be going heavy on Haaland. Yeah, triple captain. We haven't even.
No, we have.
We've done it.
We've got a couple more days left. We've been announcing on Twitter on your Twitter.
Oh, sorry, I thought because I hadn't said that it hadn't happened.
No, I've been announcing it, to be fair, but no one's owning up to the dough. Told them to DM. Common sense.
Yeah, make sure you're in it. If you're in our league.
It's a triple rollover now for this month, so the 250 quid from the last 2 months haven't been claimed. The first one was Noah, remember? Yeah,
young Barry Nicholson's lad.
Noah Nicholson. And then the last two haven't claimed the prize on Twitter, so whoever's won this month of November will be £150 in their bank.
Decent.
Do you reply to the message on Twitter? Yeah,
decent. We'll get you make sure if you win and you're top of the fantasy league for the month that you get in there because it's a nice little Brucey bonus. I'll
tell you who it's not fucking me.
Get a couple of mince pies, definitely not me. I'm on a stink. I keep forgetting to change my team. That's why I don't enter that Super 6 or the fancy footy. I fucking forget my team and my captain every fucking week. I just get sidetracked.
I love it.
Everton, Newcastle. Newcastle took the lead against Marseille. Had a lovely invite to get down there, but was busy. Couldn't manage to get the right flight. Thierry Agnello, nice one. He reached out to me. I'm going to try and get down to Marseille for the Liverpool game, but I did see the Newcastle fans getting webbed everywhere all over the harbour, and it looked like they got tear gassed. There was a boss.
Oh, please tell me you've seen the kid in the bogs.
No, I've seen the fella jump onto the net.
All the videos got deleted. The Geordie kid in the bogs with the fat off beard.
Yeah.
And then you got another video of him fucking having it with all the fans, and then another video of him outside with his top off, fucking dancing, shaking his ass.
He's had a great trip.
Lad,
I've seen the Geordie fan run and jump into the net and stick on the net like Spider-Man.
Yeah, fucking having it with the Marseille fans. Fair enough, because they're
there was also a video doing the rounds, which I thought was in good humour of the Newcastle fans, and there was a steward, and Marseille scored, and he's fucking like this, the Marseille steward, because obviously he's a Marseille fan. But he's going like that, and it's a good bit of banter. Obviously, the Newcastle fans weren't happy, but the way the lad handled it was superb, the steward of Marseille. But again, when you go down there, it's a religion. People don't understand. Not only that town, but the surrounding area is, it is the same as any religion. Marseille as a football club down there is like nothing you've ever seen. I don't think any clubs in this country captivate it. Some will argue Liverpool, Man U. I still don't think they have that level of fanaticism. I don't think it's that.
No.
You see, if they're not happy, like Liverpool's training ground now after 9 defeats in 12, they'd be fucking over the fence trying to fucking get after everybody.
The fans will be,
Man United, they burned that stadium down and everybody in it ages ago because they wouldn't have had what's going on at their football club if they'd seen the decay and demise of an institution like Manchester United.
I am not Joey's son. No, I am not.
No.
Someone just said his accent changed to a full-blown wool then. Haha, sick kid him.
Yours?
I have lived in witness for about 15 years, so I've got a halfy.
Yeah, you are a witness.
I'm not afraid. I'm not afraid to fucking...
I seen Vincent Kompany come out after the Arsenal game and talk about doesn't really matter where the team is now, it's about where your team is in March, April, to go and win the Champions League or win leagues.
Yeah, well, obviously.
Classic Arteta rollout for me, that, because he got beat.
I mean, I think that's just an obvious statement, but it's a whole build-up from the season to get into that point, so it makes no sense.
For me, they're getting carried away because they're always flat-track bullies buying it, and obviously Leverkusen losing Alonso, Wirtz, Frankfurt losing Ekatike. Loads of good players have come out of Germany recently. Bayern have strengthened, taking in Luis Diaz, obviously Kane's fucking everything touches turns to goals at the minute. And people are going on about Kompany, Altsota said. I'm like, hang on a second here. You were in the Premier League with Burnley and fucking spent loads of money and fucked the job up, got relegated. Yeah, you did well getting a promoter, but usually the relegated team from the Prem is a massive strength in the Championship. Then you got the job at Bayern, done nothing in the first season. First Bayern manager not to win anything, wasn't he? All right, now Leverkusen have weakened off because and now you're smoking the league. It's like, that's what Bayern do. So Altsota's napper. Everyone going on thinking he's the fucking reincarnation of
the video of him on the training
Pep
ground
Guardiola
with one of the Burnley players. What's he saying? He's fucking screaming at him, saying stop talking back or stop moaning. He keeps saying.
Yeah, he had one
moaning.
at Anderlecht. There was a famous video when he was fit. People forget he stunk the gaff out at Anderlecht. He fucking shit the bed at Anderlecht. If you remember, he went in as player manager, shit the bed, got sacked, went back to being a player for a period, then came back again as the manager. Do you mean? Yeah. They've almost writ out of history the fact that he was ponying his first fucking
I don't like him and I don't like his attitude, I'm not going to lie.
See, I think he was a great player.
But
obviously
player.
He started trying to get involved with me, didn't he, in the Uruguay? He was one of the ones in Les
me, lad, if your head touched his head.
Altsota said, if you look at Kompany though, if you look at Altota's when it comes out of its shell and you just look at its face and its head and its shape and look at Kompany's, it's fucking virtually the same thing. He is like half man, half tortoise. And I seen him this week talking about Nelson Mandela. I had to get in there, say steady on. Yeah. Nelson Mandela got arrested because he's black. No, he never. He got arrested because he was part of a, bomb planting group that was inflicting a terror campaign for, whatever reason.
Do you think the reason? Do you think he actually knew that before he just said that, or do you think he just said it?
It's a classic rollout, and I do love and respect Nelson Mandela. I think he was an incredible statesman in the end, but also there was chaos that went on before it. And the other thing of this is, why is Vincent Kompany, whose heritage is from the DRC, which is Congo, right, playing for Belgium then? Because King Leopold of Belgium slaughtered millions, 10 million or something like that, when Belgium had Congo as a colony. So if you're that fingo bar race and all that, why go and represent and captain Belgium when King Leopold of Belgium has committed genocide and atrocities in the country of your forefathers? Like, they forget these people that history's fucking there. They're dead quick. Oh, we got arrested because he's black, he's blick. Fuck off. I've had enough of it. Full black fatigue. We've got to fucking eradicate this. We spoke about the England under-17s in the comments during the week. It's just not washing with me. We've just got to completely remove these boundaries, because if we allow this rhetoric to carry on, it's just going to cause further division. Anyway, we've said our piece on it. There's a video on the Common Sense YouTube channel if you want to delve into that a little bit more. Fulham Spurs, bit of a London derby. Spurs just after getting pumped by PSG.
It seemed like an unbelievable game, 5-3, but I don't know. I honestly couldn't pick one in that game. Couldn't pick one. Maybe a score draw again. Could be a weekend for some draws.
I mean, Fulham scored late, didn't he, to win? Was against Sunderland last time out. Scored quite late in the game. Fulham are a weird team, aren't they? You don't really know which version of them's going to turn up. I mean, Marco Silva, you're looking at that going, this could be a classic Spurs game. Spurs at home, you go, fucking bang them in the coupon, but you go, how much energy have they put out on Wednesday night in Paris? And also, Fulham are coming in fresh, and there's a lot of argument for coming in fresh, and it's why I worry about Forest against Brighton. Forest played Brighton at home on Sunday, and they've obviously played in the Europa League. I know he's made a few changes, Daishi. He did make a load of changes to the team, and they've got that winning feeling again. But again, I have to stay away from them. One I won't be staying away from is Aston Villa against Wolves. Villa won during the week in the Europa League. That Daily Malins caused a bit of a slipstream. I thought he played really well in the Leeds game, and obviously he's backed that up with 2 goals during the week in Europe. Yeah. He's struggled really for me at Villa, but it looks like now He's got that little bit of confidence.
Just a little bit of bedding into the league again.
I think I'm going to bring him into me fancy footies.
Is he playing off the right for them?
I'm open to bring him and Estavio in.
Estavio?
It just looks like the real deal, doesn't he?
I
mean, a few people are getting carried away. I've seen a few people this week saying, he's better than R9.
No,
he's better, not R9, sorry. He's better than Ronaldo, Cristiano, and I'm going, hang on a sec.
Calm down.
Hang on a sec. I mean, Ronaldo was good here, all right. He did kick in another gear when he went to Real Madrid, but like...
It's good seeing a young kid getting a chance to play though at a team like Chelsea, especially who've spent so much money. What is he? Is he 17 or 18?
Do you know what we criticise? He's 18. We criticised Chelsea, didn't we? Because there's the splurge, but, you know, Maresca's slowly but surely turning it into a good side.
I like Maresca. Looks like he doesn't take no shit, which is exactly what they needed.
I still don't think they win the league, though. I still don't think they're ready yet.
Oh, no chance.
I'm not saying they won't in the next few years, but at the minute, I don't think they will. They play Arsenal at the weekend, obviously at Stamford Bridge.
Looking forward to watching that.
You couldn't back against Arsenal, though, could you?
No.
You couldn't go Chelsea. I mean, I
wouldn't back Chelsea.
There.
Yeah, draw or Arsenal. Double chancer.
And then, obviously, the ultimate nonsense Potter, I made up we got it out of the way because they had been unbeaten in 5 and they were all fucking, oh, he's fucking brilliant. I seen Rio and fucking Softshite who does that with him. Oh, we're back and all that. Why isn't his spotlight going on Arnie Slot like it did on Ten Hag and Amarin? Because Amarin's shite. Just show him Monday night, everyone went down to 10. He had nothing. We had absolutely no tactical fluidity, no change, no break in the structure to try and get Man United to go and beat a side that was as a 10-man advantage for what? 75 minutes of the game? 80 minutes of the game?
85 minutes, I think it's like the 6th minute he got sent off.
And again, it just shows how rigid he is. Again, we saying a long time ago, but not got a clue, Postecoglou, who's turned out to be an absolute charlatan, snake oil salesman. And this is the last fella. The only problem with these is it's going to take them longer to get there because of their ego. The longer and longer Man United continue with this fella, the further and further they're going to get away from success. They are as far away from winning the league today as what they were when he walked in, if not further behind, because there's no way that 3-4-3 system he's using is going to be effective in this league. And the arrogant fucker is stuck into it like as if it's the way and it works. So that's how you know he's going to fail, because his ego is too big. He's backed himself into a corner. He's pinned himself into a position that he can't get out of. And I don't think he's got the humility to go, do you know what? I fucked the job up there. I'm going to do it this way. Because a great coach finds a solution, finds a way to win.
Yeah, exactly. But I'm worried as a Liverpool fan now that that's where Slot's going. A lot of the games, he'll make that same change. He'll take Kanate off. He'll drop Gravenberch back in. And he'll bring a midfielder on. Like, he's doing the same thing over and over and over again. And nothing is changing.
Well, you've got West Ham. Then you play Sunderland. And then you got Leeds.
Lad, I think the next two, if he loses the next two, he's a goner. And
but the tricky games, though, because West Ham away at the minute.
Yeah, listen, it is. No, we should be beating West Ham.
I don't think I'm going to touch it, but I've got there over 2.5 goals. I'm not going to touch the result. I'm going to go over goals, because Liverpool at the minute concede them 3 every game.
Yeah.
West Ham feel like they're scoring a little bit more, so I couldn't call that result, but I'll be on the over 2.5s in there. The other side of that is, after that, you go to Sunderland. You got Sunderland at home. Mm-hmm. And then you've got Leeds away. Now, if Leeds are good anywhere, it's at Ellen Road. They've got that incredible crowd at the back, and they can push on.
You'd almost ask for these games that you're at this point, but it's actually worse on him if he loses these games. You'd rather games like an Arsenal or a City where if you do get beat, there's like fucking hell, it was Arsenal or it was City. If he loses these next 3 or 2 of the next 3,
well,
what's his excuse?
Since Liverpool beat Spurs 5-1 and won the league last year, they've won 9 games and they've lost 10 games and drawn 2. Now, some of those wins are in cup competitions, against Southampton, against Frankfurt, Real Madrid. So actually, there's going to be a point here. I think to this week after that defeat against PSV Eindhoven, I expected Liverpool to win there. They actually let me down for the 6th time. For some fucking reason, I put them in my coupon at 1-4. And twice I've put them in my coupon, the red shite, and twice they've let me down. So I will no longer be touching them as a result.
Fucking hell, hopefully we start winning then.
Well, and again, for me, when I look at it, I go, 9 defeats in the last 12. I think this is the first week where people have seriously, like Liverpool fans have seriously gone. I mean, I've kept some photographic evidence from our WhatsApp group because people were like, he's gotta go. People who were carrying them on their shoulders, Arnie Slot on the shoulders as the bald god of football last season, had instantly gone on him and he's got to go. So this game Sunday for me is a massive moment because if he loses this, I think that Sunderland game turns into a potential banana skin, because no matter who you are, what you've done, if you don't get results at a club like Liverpool, the worst result pattern since 1954 season, like, it doesn't matter that you've won the league. I'm telling you.
As a coach, would you drop Salah?
No. Based on my viewing of his performance in the Forest game, no, not a chance. There's Canate, they said today on the telly, I'm watching Sky today, Liverpool have started contract negotiations with Canate, and weirdly, Madrid have pulled away. It's like, yeah, no shit. If you just watch his last few games, I didn't realise until I watched the PSV game. I actually only seen the highlights this morning. I was dipping in and out because I was playing snooker. We have a snooker match on a Wednesday. What the fuck's Van Dijk doing?
But it's the handball.
Yeah, what the fuck's he doing? Is he trying to get the free kick?
Yeah, he's trying to get a foul.
And then Canate again, and you're going, oh my God, Big Verge has caught Canate-itis, where he's fucking turned into a chocolate fireguard.
Oh, terrible.
So if you're looking at that and you're going, well, you haven't got an orthodox right back, you're playing a midfielder there, or you're going to, I think you'll sling Joe Gomez in Sunday, just size up. The left back for me, Kirches needs getting to foot, and Robertson's got to go in there. And then I look at Gravenberch and McAllister, I go, they haven't got any legs. I was massively underwhelmed watching Curtis Jones the other day. I don't think he's got a brain cell. I think he's a good runner, good energy. I think he's an off-the-cuff street footballer. Yeah. I actually don't think he's got a footballing brain. Yeah. So the amount of bad decisions I watched him make positionally, and I go, what are you doing with that? Yeah. Now, if it's a Klopp team and it's press, I think he'll be more effective in that because he can create moments off the chaos of the pressure that wave at the team. But I actually think the way Slot plays, where it's a more technical build-up and a slower Dutch kind of build-up, I don't think he's a Liverpool man.
No.
I think he needs to go and play for the running side. I think he'd be perfect for like a Newcastle Eddie Howe, where he can get, but he would never get in their team, their midfield. No. He's not going to get in there.
No chance.
And then, obviously, Shitzak's fucking all over the gaff, so Ekatike's got to come in.
But again, he come on the other day and he looked fucked after 5-10 minutes. He looked fucked.
Isak.
He looked knackered. He doesn't he doesn't run. When you said he's messed with the football gods, a lad, it couldn't be so true. And to see it, it's like he's being space jammed when he zapped him. So hold his fucking ability out of him.
There's a higher power. I've found it in the last period since I stopped out. I haven't had the bevy now 17 days or something like that. And tapped into this higher power. Some people will argue it's AI, some people will argue it's God, whatever it is to you, tap into the higher power. You do the right thing, you do it consistently, good stuff happens. Alexander Isak won a trophy at Newcastle. Newcastle haven't won one since, 1970 or something, right? Bobby Moncur. They've given him everything, and he treated them like loose change, like they've given him nothing. Yeah. And that disrespect for the game, that disrespect for a fantastic football institution like Newcastle has fucking cost him with the footballing gods. And I'm at the thing, I actually really, really hope he fucking just carries on, because he deserves it.
I can't see any way out of it, honestly.
He's a whore. He's a mercenary whore.
He's a
hooer.
Yeah,
and fuck him.
But after you said it, it's literally like he has. And he did do it the wrong way, and it's tough to say as a Liverpool fan, but as a neutral, fuck me, I'd be loving it. Especially if I was
especially the money you've spent for him. And then the other side of that, you're forgetting, you spent 280 million there on him and Vert, and fucking both of them have been pony.
No, Vert hasn't been pony.
He hasn't scored a goal.
Stats-wise.
How many goals have you has 280 million got you so far? How many goals? One between the two of them?
Maybe, yeah.
Has Isaac scored?
He scored in the Cup against Southampton.
So one goal in the Cup against Southampton for £280 million worth of German fella who walks on water here, the new Lothar Matthäus, and the best number 9 in the world. Well, it just shows you, doesn't it, that money isn't everything. People who know the price of everything and the value of nothing, which is Liverpool Football Club going and doing what they're doing in a cost of living crisis when they're meant to be the people's club. Bill Shankly will be turning in his grave. And I'm fucking made up it's happened to them, because it shows you cannot buy this game. This game is built on lots of stuff. One of the factors is money. You need a bit of it to get in the ballpark, but it isn't the only factor.
Did City not buy the league? Did City not buy it?
Eventually in the end, yeah. Eventually in the end, they did, yeah. I'd have to argue under Mancini. Eventually in the end, they kept throwing money on it. Chelsea, you'd argue, did. Blackburn did. There's teams who have. But also, when you look at Chelsea, Blackburn and City, they're factored in a team. They've taken the right characters to, your Zabalettas, John Terry, all them people who built that team, who were already in the club before you know, the big superstars turned up. They're the people who are the glue who holds it all together. Like last year, Liverpool made one signing, and I can't believe for the life of me how he doesn't get a game. Chiesa, every time he comes on, he gets thrown on when they're down or behind or we fucking need the goal.
He seems a bit hectic,
He's better than Gakpo.
I know, I love him.
He's better than Isa.
I don't think he's a starter. He started the game against, who was it? It was some shit team. Was it Plymouth? Remember we played against Plymouth?
Yeah.
And he was fucking dreadful. I do think he's a 20-minute coming off the bench and causing a bit of fucking ruckus.
I think he needs to run in the team. Any
I
player,
love him. I love him.
But you need a run of games the way you think the manager believes in you. You need a run of games to show what you're about, especially at his age and coming to a new league. And he's never had one. I think he's a great player. During the week, we had the Farmers League against the Premier League comparison. Julian Arons was giving it the beans, and I had a little cheeky poke back to him. Obviously, Newcastle lost to Marseille in Marseille. Paris beat Spurs in the Parc des Princes, and Strasbourg beat Crystal Palace. Liam Rosini is doing a great job there, and it put the thing on the table of, you know, we keep calling it the Farmers League, and as someone who's played in both leagues, look, you know, the Premier League is a lot tougher on a more consistent basis than Ligue 1. But also at the top end, you know, at the time I was there, Lyon, Marseille, Saint Etienne, obviously PSG, they would all, without a shadow of a doubt, hold their own in the Premier League. Like, I'm not saying, you know, maybe Palace they didn't play the strongest side. Obviously, Spurs are always going to be at a disadvantage, and Newcastle were in the ascendancy until Nick Pope started doing mad stuff and trying to like sweep a keeper. By the way, Aubameyang showed how he's like a fine wine.
That second goal. First goal was a great finish, open goal.
Lad, it was an hard finish, that.
Tight angle, unbelievable finish. Yeah. That second finish,
classic centre forward
proper
play.
Though, like that's a tough finish. That's an harder finish than the first one.
Yeah, I mean, he looks like he's found another gear at Marseille. 36.
Is he? Yeah,
36. But he's a great coach. Great to see, and also, you know,
I've
for
always
me,
liked Aubameyang.
In terms of Marseille, again, they're the only one of my former clubs who always reaches out to me to bring me back to Legends games to get me tickets. And he only had 9 months there.
Yeah.
And then the other ones, the ones who've been bought by the old camel herders, and the Abu Dhabi mob. Yeah, they forget I kept them up on my own virtually. Man City and Newcastle with the people who chop people's heads off. Like, it's bizarre. But then there's like snide players who you see them all over the socials. I'm going, they were fucking crap.
Oh, lad, you know what though? I'm not being funny. If you can pick one of the clubs to fucking have that relationship with, it's Marseille all day.
Even Burnley, when I think of Burnley, the cheeky fuckers. Do you know what I mean? I'm like, fucking hell, I mean, a bit funny sometimes if I ask for a brief. I'm like, they forgetting I'm the best player that's ever played for Burnley, ever. Nobody who's ever played for Burnley has been better than me playing for Burnley. I was the best player they've ever had, ever. If it wasn't for me, they wouldn't have won the league. They would have seen that, would have finished second or third, just went in and went, hey, this is how you win a league. Here's a championship for you. And now they're like, I'm like, Scott Parker, the nonsense Potter. Scott Parker is up there with Russell Martin for me. After he jibbed Bournemouth and they got beaten 9-0 at Anfield, Gary O'Neill kept them up. Where's all his fucking smart suits and all that? They've got the fewest touches in the opposition box. They've got the fewest passes in the opposition half. All they do is do what Scott did as a player. Pass it backwards and sideways because he's a crap. That's what Scott was. And Burnley is shite and Burnley are going down. Burnley are going to get beat again by Brentford this weekend at Brentford. Burnley's only chance is winning at home and they're not capable of it because they don't have any passes in the opposition half. They don't have any touches in the opposition box because Scott Parker somehow thinks in the Premier League it's like that, you know, when you're playing training, it's 25 passes as a goal.
Yeah.
It's like, steady on, lad. It's not, you know, you have to score goals and fucking get the ball forward and pass forward, you fucking crap. Another absolute fraud of a manager. Honest to God. And they keep getting in. Absolute nonsense, Potter. Burnley, get him to fuck and get yourself a proper Premier League manager and give yourself a chance of staying in the league. Otherwise, you're just cementing a slow death and a slow slide into the Championship next season. And there'll be a season where you just don't come back from it, where your fucking data algorithm doesn't work and you'll be stuck like Forest have been in the past, Sheffield Wednesday are now, Sheffield United, where you're stuck in reverse mode, trying to get yourself back to the promised land. And you've had many opportunities and you keep hiring absolute tits who can't keep you in the league. Bizarre. Anyway, let's get into the Championship. The game I'm looking forward to in the Championship is high-flying Coventry. Frank Lampard has turned the absolute corner for Coventry. Mark Robins done a good job there. Suffered a little bit and then he got sacked. He's done well now, or he's doing well at Stoke. They play Hull this weekend, which is a good test for them. Hull are going all right, but I fancy Stoke to win there. Flying at the minute. And Cov Charlton, obviously Nathan Jones is a fucking space cadet for me. Some of the stuff he does on the sideline. He was getting it tight last week because they got beat 5-1, didn't he? Someone pumped them 5-1 at home. And Cov are flying. Like Middlesbrough, to be fair, 2-2. Middlesbrough have an unbelievable chance at 2-2. Shoot, misses a sitter that one of the lads up front for them. And then Cov punished them by scoring 2 more and beating them 4-2.
I'm fucking loving it, to be fair. I'm trying to see Frank doing well there.
No, lad, he was the worst manager in Everton's history.
I know he was.
It's his fault. One of my kids supports Liverpool.
Wow.
It's his fault. Frank Lampard's that bad of a manager. He converts your sons to the polar opposite team that you should support. We should send Frank Lampard out to speak to ISIS, and he'll turn them into Christians. Just send Frank out to do a few coaching sessions with the old ISIS fucking floor butters, and before you know it, they'll turn up to the complete opposite religion, to Christianity or Judaism. They'll all be at the fucking Wailing Wall with the cap on. I'm telling you, Frank is capable of converting your kids to the complete opposite team. Now, I'm only joking there. He's done a great job at Coventry, so he's got what are they, 10 points clear or something?
Oh, something daft.
I think they're 10 points clear, so it's theirs to lose from here.
It's the goals difference.
But again, you know what? That's the level he should have gone in at. Like, he did go in at Derby, but he should have stayed, and he can't because Chelsea not going to get that, but he should have stayed and gone, right, I need to lay me trade here, win this division, and then it deserves to 100%. Be in that division.
He weren't ready to be at Chelsea, never mind Everton.
But again, you can't turn it down, can you? If Chelsea come knocking or Everton, it's hard you turn it down. It's hard. But again,
he become a meme. He become an actual meme, and he's changing his tune real quick, and he's doing it the right way. If he gets promoted, I hope he stays at Cov.
He won't.
England.
No, he won't. He'll
take a prem job.
Yeah, he's a redknapp, isn't he? So he's one of them. So they're just looking for the next pound note.
Take the highest paid.
Which job can I get into next? Where can I spend money? And how much of that can I get him skyrocket?
Get Cov up. I'd like to see Cov go up, and I'd like to see him stay there for the season.
I'd really love to see Coventry shit the bed from here. Just because he's converted one of my sons to be a Liverpool.
Listen, you got personal agendas. That's fine.
I was at the Liverpool game the other day, and they're all going, "What are you doing here? You're a Liverpool fan, aren't you?" I was like, yeah, he got dropped on his head when he was a kid, so obviously he supports.
What's the game for you?
But then I'm thinking about getting a season ticket because since we beat them there 2-1 and Nelson scored 2, that's the best I've ever felt at Anfield. It was really enjoyable. Do you know what? Liverpool fans are level with you, the fucking sound. I know they might to the rest of the world seem like a firm of absolute entitled bellends, but actually they've always been sound with me. I actually think Liverpool fans are sound.
Where was you sat?
Main stand.
What were the fans like around you?
Everywhere I went, the fans were sound. Honestly, they were sound. Really sound, yeah. They give me a bit of shit, like, but like, in good fettle life, I had to take it. I'm on enemy territory, but I think the proper footy fans, there is some bakes in every fan base, but obviously Liverpool cop a bit of stick because obviously the success they've had. Them and Man United obviously get it tight, but to be fair to them, they were absolutely superb with me. Even when I was celebrating Forest goals.
Fucking hell.
So I was doing it like quite respectfully. I was just giving it the little side of fist bump. But I did say on the finger, I fancy Forest to win 2-1 on my predictions before the game on the Twitter.
Can't even talk about Liverpool anymore.
Wrexham, Blackburn as well. I'm going to put Coventry and Wrexham. I keep burping because I'm having a Coke Zero there.
They are gassy, these fellas.
They are gassy, aren't they? Coventry and Wrexham, I'm going to have in my coupon, and I'm going to do, as I say, over 2.5 goals in the Liverpool game. And then I've got another one I'll get to in League 2 for the over 2.5s a bit later on. Just looking through there. Middlesbrough got a big game. New manager going in. Didn't get the right results against Coventry and played Derby. John Eustace Derby. That'll be a tricky encounter for them because they've obviously lost Rob Edwards to Wolves and they've got to pick up now and keep momentum because Coventry are starting to pull away. And then the other one for me, which is an interesting one, is Victor Matos, the old one of Liverpool Klopp's assistants at Liverpool, has taken the Swansea job. They lost to Derby last game in his first match. He won't have had time to work with them. Done a good job at Maritimo, but they go to Chef Wed, who was on -3 points. I don't know whether you've seen the captain, Barry Bannon, who's a bit of a legend at Chef Wed,
I'm a fan.
Kicking off on the pitch to the manager. I think the lip reader said to him, fuck off or something.
Was that in the derby?
When they got beat the other day, yeah. And no, they got beat during the week. I think Millwall beat them 1-0, did he? Quite late.
I thought, they played, it was the derby on Sunday.
They got pumped at home, yeah. Chef U beat them. I seen Chris Wilder giving it the big one with the fans there, which was obviously local bragging rights. They play Leicester away. They're at the wrong end of the table. Sheffield United, I think with Chrissy Wilder now, I think they'll pull away from that quite comfortably.
Leicester are struggling, aren't they?
Yeah, they've got the fella from QPR, Emily Marty, Finger. Like, there's so many fucking absolute nonsense potters keep getting jobs. Like, bizarre. But if you mention the wrong thing, then obviously they cancel you. No, you know what I mean? Doesn't matter how good you are in that game. Into League One. Interesting game for me. Stockport against Barnsley. I like Stockport at home. I think they're a good side at home. Certainly if you're having a coupon, really good side at home. But the team for me that goes in the coupon is going to be Bradford City against Exeter. Long way for Exeter to go. Bradford doing well at the minute, riding high in the table. So I'm going to put them in my coupon. There's another good game which was Luton. Jack Wiltshire's Luton play Bolton Wanderers. Luton had a good win home during the week. Bolton have been doing okay. Not the greatest on the eye. But again, for Luton and for Jack at this junction, that's a big game because they hadn't been on a great run. But they've picked up in the last game. And obviously Bolton are a team that expected to be in around the playoff picture. And then I am going to go and put Wickham. Michael Duff's done a great job since he's gone in at Wickham and taken over the reins. They're on a great run at the minute. And they go to Rotherham, which is a tricky game for them. But Rotherham, since they've been relegated, they've been in absolute free fall in terms of a team that usually gets out of League One, tends to struggle in the Championship. It's a bit of a yo-yo team, but I think they're all over the gaff at the minute. And Wickham flying high. I'm going to put them in for an away win. League Two, Achie Oldham, bit of a local derby there.
Local-ish.
It is a local derby, that.
Is it, yeah?
Yeah, that'll be competitive, that Achie Oldham. I don't want to predict it. My old club, Fleetwood, go to MK. That'll be a tough game for them, MK. Drew last time out after being 2-0 down to Tranmere away. But again, I think they're going to be a side that comes late under Paul Warne. They have big spend, a lot of money spent for the division. I'm not going to touch them this weekend because they've been a bit up and down. But again, they're going to pick up a load of wins shortly, and I think they'll be in contention come the end of the season. The team I'm backing in League Two is Barnet to beat Harrogate. Harrogate at the wrong end of the table, along with my old club Bristol Rovers in a bit of a slide towards the bottom, and Barnet, I'm going to put them in. I don't know much about Barnet, but I do know enough to think that they'll beat Harrogate. Bristol Rovers, Notts County. Bristol Rovers lost the last 7, play Notts County. I mean, that could get toxic in there. There's still no word from the Nepo child and his dad, the old fucking dick Swedes from Kuwait.
The other day that something could be going on there with the,
I've heard. I don't want to think, I'm hearing rumours. Hopefully, they get that sorted because, as I said to you, they are a pair of pricks, them two. The quicker you get them out your football club, the better. And again, some Bristol Rovers fans out there delighted to see me leave. How's that fucking working out for you now, eh?
Well, like the amount of messages we get asking you to come back is ridiculous.
You know what? There's part of me that, if the right ownership structure was in place, but then I go, I've worked miracles for you. Me and my team down there, the lads who came in with me, the players and the staff, to turn that club around. Everyone's seeing now just how much of a basket case it is. And the nonsense you see, and some of the people delighting who were meant to be Bristol Rovers fans after they give them the greatest day in their history, 7-0 fucking win, me and the fucking lads there. And some of them, the way they've conducted themselves afterwards, I'm just like, fuck yous then. You can just be what you were before we got there, which was a bag of shit. And you continue to be a bag of shit. Now, there is also some brilliant Bristol Rovers fans, and I got phenomenal support there. Yeah. And that's what always pins me home to go, do you know what? At any club, especially when you're a Marmite character like me, there's always going to be some people who really, really dislike you. But the thing is, when I was there, I felt love and warmth from the stadium, and that'll never leave me. So I probably would go back, but it'd have to be with the right ownership structure. Yeah. And again, I'd want to see a couple of people. I have got them saved in my phone. I've took screenshots of it. I'd be demanding that they come back and get on the fucking knees and pray and for forgiveness for what they've said about me before they're allowed back in the stadium. But again, it's sad to see where they are. But you reap what you sow. If you've got pricks in your club who think they know everything and absolutely know nothing, and treat people like shit, then that's what happens. And it's sad to see for the great Bristol Rovers fans out there. But again, Notts County, I had seen them winning there. I like Derek Clark. I hope he gets a win because it's not fair on him. But, you'd be a madman to back Bristol Rovers, especially the run they're on. And they're only a couple of points ahead of the relegation zone with Shrewsbury starting to pick up and teams down the bottom. The bet I'm going to go for in League Two is Chesterfield Swindon, over 2.5. Paul Cook there, always played good attacking footy, Cookie's teams, and obviously Holloway and Swindon are free scoring as well. So I'm going to go the goals in that. I couldn't predict the outcome.
So I want to hear you talking about your bets and like what you're thinking, how they're going to do it. I just think, how can this lose? But then we haven't got the best track record, have we?
Man, shite. Terrible. As I say, Liverpool fucking snookered me there the other day. We had 5 teams up at Liverpool. I remember looking at them going 1-4. I went, they got to win now. I just banged them in. And then I got up the next day. I'm like, why?
What's the point?
Why? I just thought they had to turn up. I thought, fucking, they've got to turn up. But, the Eredivision's a development league. It's not a strong league. And obviously they've been flopped. Carlisle should win in the conference against Tamworth at home. He's under pressure if he doesn't mark Hughes. There's a big game between Forest Green and Southend. Kev Mayer there, and obviously Robbie the Knobhead Savage and fucking Dale Vincent. I've seen him doing the Vox Pops in and around Parliament with the fucking zebra fucking tracksuit on. Oh, what a tool he is. And you've got York City, I think, had a great bet to beat Aldershot. I like the confidence because there's some strong sides, and I'm going to back York to beat Aldershot. And the other one is Hartlepool to beat Truro. We were bottom of the league. I don't know how I'm going to piece all them together because about 15 bets there, isn't there? But that's me betting for the weekend.
Well, that's just your tips, innit, for the people. Yeah,
that's me tips. That's where I'm going. Tips. How you put them together is up to you. I won't put them all in. I might put them all in one over 1.5. But I'll definitely bang probably 2 coupons on there. I'll have two separate ones to try and land that. How long have we got left? How long are we on?
We've gone 45 minutes. Let's go for another half an hour.
Got half an hour? I've got a bit to rattle through. There's a few scandals to rattle through.
We're fucking live. You can do what you want.
All right, happy days. Well, we'll go live then.
Well,
I forgot we're live. I thought we record.
We have been live. We have been live this whole time.
How are we getting on? Have we got... Do you want to answer some questions? Should we answer some questions before they get into some political stuff?
Well, there's a political that'll lead you into one of these. Get onto Labour scrapping the trials in courts. What do you think about that?
I don't think it's Labour. It's obviously David Lammy, isn't it? The Justice Secretary, the fucking buffoon, absolute imbecile. If you doubt that for 1 second, go and watch him on Mastermind. Go and watch somebody who is about or trying to scrap jury trials unless it's for serious cases, which is, for me, absolutely undermines our democracy.
Right away?
Well, look, trust me as somebody who knows the process really, really well. In my opinion, the only chance you have of a fair hearing, and even then, I've got to be careful what I say here, but even then, it's maybe not as fucking fair as it could be. The most fair way you can get it is at 12 of your peers, judging it. And to take that away, and he says, only for the serious cases. It's like, if you're in a Crown Court, it's fucking serious. If you can have a judge take your liberty away, it's serious. Whether that's, if someone's up for murder or something, yeah, great, I get that. But also, everything's serious because you're in court, and there's a caveat to, you could lose your liberty. Yeah. So for him to come on, and again, it's, if you look at North Korea and Russia and all these places that, you go, hang on a sec, if that was happening there, what would we be doing and saying? Like, this has been something that's been in place for 800 years. This is something that wars, it survived wars, it survived kings, it survived everything. And it's the only way that we can have a fully functioning democracy is if we have something at the end of it where it can't be politicised, or it can't be one person, making that decision. The only chance you've got of any type of fairness, and again, I don't even think, it's the perfect way. There's a better way to do it for sure, but also it's the last bastion for me of a chance for yourself to defend yourself properly. So hopefully, there's been a lot of big names. Certainly, I've seen a lot of the Tories. Robert Jenrick's put out a thing today, which I commented on. Getting stuck into that, and it was signed by Kemi Badenoch and lots of other MPs, look like mostly Tory MPs. against it. So obviously there's a lot of pushback against it. The people aren't going to be happy. But isn't this something that we should have a referendum on? How did they make these decisions and we don't have a chance to vote it out? It's unconstitutional for me.
What's his reasoning behind it?
It saves money. It obviously there's a backlog in the courts and it gets more things through the courts quicker and it saves money. And it's like, well, hang on a second. We want fairness. We want justice. Like, free speech has already been eroded. Like, we can't now do away with this because we are getting into a tyrannical government. This is, again, Orwellian kind of people just, judge, jury, and execution over here. Like, but actually just remove the jury. It's judge and executioner.
Judge and executioner.
So we got to scrap it. We got to scrap to keep that on the table. And whichever side of the aisle you are, whichever religious persuasion you are, this is something that protects us all. And it isn't you today. It might be you next week. But there might be a point in the future where it's you or your family members. And I'm telling you from experience, the only hope you've got is having 12 of your peers sit there and obviously, debate what's gone on. In other news, it links me to that. Did anybody see Beth Rigby skewer Keir Starmer? Sky News, Beth Rigby, who's refreshingly
from your tweet,
putting it on people's toes.
Yeah.
She had Starmer, obviously, Rachel Reeves has come out with the new budget. Obviously they've lied or misled the
How can
people.
you get away with lying? Like, I'm not massively into politics. I'm not massively into it. How can the government get away with lying about what they're going to do and then stay in power? Like,
yeah, you give a manifesto, say, if you vote for us, we'll do this, and then they get in and go, yeah, see you later,
and they don't do any of it. Like, it just doesn't.
Well, the reason they do it is because we don't revolt. So if this happened, you're seeing in countries where this happens, and they just get to the streets and they just go, no. Did you not see what happened in Nepal? Where they just stormed the government buildings, just went, no, sorry, you're out. We're not having that. That's the only way you solve this. That unfortunately, if the government continue down this path of not listening, successive governments, whether it's Labour, Tory, whatever we vote in, then eventually the people just go, sorry, no, we've had enough. And then obviously they've got to quell that. It becomes a revolution. So maybe that's what they want, so they can lock it up more and put more constraints on you. That's what I believe the online safety bill is to not get you talking about what happened in the COVID pandemic, which has now come out that, they're now saying we're going to suppress the data because it might distress and anger people because the jab is linked to excess deaths or whatever, or vaccine injuries. So they just they treat you like a child. It's the state deciding what's information you can see and what's not. Now, we live under the illusion that we are a free democracy. We're fucking not. We're far from it.
No,
and when I look at this Labour government, just think about what they've lied to you about. Said your taxes weren't going to go up. Well, that's a lie, innit? So now, I've seen a working man who earns 35 grand a year is going to get a ridiculous, like say, 7 to 8 grand's worth of tax. And yet, if you're on benefits and you're on welfare, you're going to get an extra 10 grand a year. So that actually incentivises you to do fuck all. Like, you're rewarding people. And he keeps going, I'm lifting children out of poverty. Fuck off. Fucking, you're on about, I want my government to be me lifting children out of poverty. And then he done that thing, I don't know where they've seen him with, is it Pete Wicks, the fucking weird Essex fella? Yeah. Starmer done a sit down with him. When is the most angriest you ever got, Prime Minister? Well, it was one time, one of my business is a lesbian and she got married and she went out and they were beaten up in the street. And it's like, that never happened. Stop lying. That never happened because anything that comes out your mouth tends not to be the truth. And then we look at it and you say, well, who else have they let down? Remember the waspy women? Yeah, fuck them off and let them down after promising them they were going to help them out. They were going to support the disabled. Yeah, they were let down, the disabled. Freedom of speech has been attacked. Oh, Donald Trump, blah, blah, the horrible freedom of speech. Yeah, no, you're not, you lying cunt. For fucking lying. We've had more arrests in our country than Belarus, Russia, China. 10 times more than Russia, which is considered as a dictatorship, tyrannical dictatorship run by Vladimir Putin. We've had winter fuel for the pensioners. Yeah, cut. We lied about that. Council tax, gone up. Food prices, gone up. Energy prices, gone up. Small boats, you haven't stopped that. That hasn't reduced. And I've seen the lads there from Raise the Flag. I reached out to them, the Raise the Flag lads. you want me to show you the video they sent me?
You'll have to show me, yeah.
I have to show you the video.
Can I share it for the for the people?
Yeah, I think they'll be all right with it. So I've reached out to them because I've seen them. They've gone over to France now and they're in the migrant camps and they're going on the beaches and they've been finding boats already based. Obviously, you're not allowed to slash them or anything, but luckily for them, they've been finding boats that have already been popped. And they've gone on their own time. They're driving to Calais. They're driving over it and getting a ferry over and just disrupting. And they said they've got a video coming out for the Danny Tomo, his name is. Danny, I hope you don't mind. So I reached out to them just saying, well in lads, it's nice to see some patriots.
Come and raise some flags with us as well sometime, mate. Love that. We're just having a bit of lunch. And then you wait and you see what you see this afternoon, Joey. We've just found the biggest camp we've ever seen. And it looks very, very dangerous. Going in full blast and we're going straight in the middle of it. We're going to try and speak to some people. Yeah, appreciate the support, Joey. Appreciate it, mate. Take care.
Belter.
So, yeah, it's good to see. Like, the Patriots are taking into their own hands. I'd obviously had a little bit of a back and forth with Peter Hitchens. So it'll be interesting. I've offered them the chance to come on the podcast. He seemed quite fatalistic in, the Daily Mail video he done where Britain's over, you need to leave now. It's like...
He says, like, it's done and it's gone.
Yeah, but why write an article about it?
Years.
Yeah, obviously he doesn't believe that, because if he believed that, why write about it? Yeah. Just go. So I disagree with him, and again, I've offered him an invite. I don't want to waste it here. I'm trying to position it. Yeah. It was interesting how he, weirdly, I don't know whether he wants to be involved with me because he's heard about the whole thing, but also, look, I'd ideally like to speak to you, Christopher, but he's no longer here. So we might as well get together and let's have a chat about it, because you're quite defeatist on it. And I actually think, we sit down and discuss it. I think there's some action points, and again, the fact that he has been fighting a good fight, trying to warn people of it, shows he cares for the country. And as I say, I respect him, I respect his family's intellect, and it for me, he's at the back end of his innings. I don't know how long further he's going to get, but he's got to pass on the chalice to some of us younger lads with a bit more energy.
We're going to put it to him anyway. If he wants to come on and have a podcast, then it would be a good conversation to have. So we'll get in touch and we'll let people know. Surely
it's worthwhile for him, because I looked at his following today. He's only got 233,000 followers. So I'm actually over 10 times bigger than him. No, don't mean to pull rank, Peter, but like, if somebody offers you the platform, I'm offering you. And again,
I'd just like to hear his views on why it's over, like it's done.
Well, again, he's somebody who lived in the Soviet Union during the collapse of the Soviet Union. So I think he went out there. He was a member of a far left group. He's gone out there as a radical socialist, and obviously whatever happened in that country and his real life experience has flipped him into kind of conservatism. He's flipped over. So it'd be interesting to get his take story, on that, because we've got a lot of people coming through now, this younger generation who can't afford to get in the property ladder, and they kind of fantasizing about this kind of communist socialist. And again, it doesn't work. It's never worked. It has never worked, ever. And the way it's presented and the way it works, as I told you, it is not about enriching people. It always ends up with power being in the hands of a select few, and always ends up everybody else fucking suffering. It doesn't work. It's not going to work. We're not entertaining any version of it. Now, there might be some hybrid system that we evolve, but, communism, as we know it, is dead. It's been practiced lots of times, and every single time it's ended up with masses of human casualties. And it'd be interesting to hear Peter's real life experience on that and have a proper conversation. The fact that I've drawn him out a little bit says he's maybe open to it, but again, the fact that he didn't type my name in there properly, it's Joey7 Barton, and I'm like,
do you want me to read his response?
Has he responded again?
No, sorry.
Go on.
Just what he said before, just so people know. So Joe's obviously tweeted about saying he's always respected him and the Hitchens family intellect, but we want to fight back instead of just admitting defeat. And Peter has responded by saying, fix it how? Using what tools? I've spent 25 plus years trying to warn against our national decay. Nobody paid any attention. Now I say, get out while you can. Everybody suddenly wants to fight a battle they refused to notice when they were losing, and which ended 15 years ago.
But he also said, there's no tools left. I'm just going through it here, made some notes before. There is. There's loads of tools left. I've got here family, church, some people are getting back into religion, schools outside the state control or capture, local communities, independent media, which we're seeing a rise in now with the social media space and people becoming the media. Obviously, they're trying to shut that down with the online safety bill. Civil society, strong borders, and actually embracing our culture. There's a lot to be great in Britain. Like, you think we were a small nation of absolute maniacs who at one point held most territory on the planet. And also, not just that, we brought lots of things to those places. Like, you know, we didn't just go there and conquer it and that was it. We actually stayed there and we administered the empire. So there's lots to be. And these people who hate Britain, no problem. Don't like Britain. Don't want any part of Britain. Sound. Fuck off. Go live somewhere else. But I'm here. This is our country. I was explaining to people the other day and I said, this is our country. This is our ancestral homeland. People who've come way before us have risked their lives on them French fields, Belgian fields in the First World War and all over Europe and all over the theatre of war in the Second World War. For us to fucking roll over and have our bellies tickled and just give it up because the going's got tough and there's a bit of choppy water and Peter Hitchens just wrote a column in the Daily Mail. Not on our fucking watch. And when I see them lads raising the flags, I drove round. I was driving through Bootle yesterday because our cast does a bit of boxing down in Bootle. Flags, Union Jacks everywhere. I swear to you, it makes me feel proud. There's parts of it and I see it, I go, fucking brilliant. Like, people are going, no. And the resistance is there. People are saying, no, this is a great country and we're prepared to scrap for it. And I'll tell you, when we give up on this country, when I'm choking on my own blood and my neck and my throat's been slit and I've got no way of getting out of it, that's when I'll give up on this country. Until then, we keep battling on and we never surrender. Winston Churchill, we never ever surrender. This is our ancestral homeland and we need to get back to British customs and get back to British values. Again, I just want to finish on the Star one. I got a few other things I forgot they done. Growing the economy, they haven't fucking done that. And then we've seen the farmers this week drive all the tractors into London. Fucking get in there, the farmers. They've also let the fishing and farming communities down.
Massively.
You know, massively. Yeah. And they're the breadbasket. They're the ones who feed us.
Literally.
Like mental. We're fucking energy up and we're fucking food up. What are we going to do? How are we going to eat? How are we going to survive? How are we going to keep warm? Oh, I'll tell you what. We're just going to turn them wind turbines on. Fucking Ed Miliband, Wallace and Gromit. A rejected character from Wallace and Gromit who's failed at everything he's ever done is in charge of energy. One of the biggest turnips in government is in charge of the energy sector with all these mad net zero ideas. And I said to you, net zero is the ozone layer from the 90s. This nonsense that they can enrich themselves off the back of. And then fixing the foundations of the country, Labour. You fucked the country up. You have ruined the Labour Party. You like the Tories. You ain't getting in again. You're not getting in again because you're the house of lies. Keir Starmer, house of lies. You can't tell the truth. You can't answer the question straight, as Beth Rigby has pulled you on this week. Whilst I get back to that, don't know whether you've seen this come out today. A BBC makeup department has had Nigel Farage on, and Lisa Hilton, who must have been involved in the corporation at some point, has come out and said when Farage has gone in to get makeup done, they were putting human saliva and other bodily fluids in the stuff that was going on his face.
Is that true?
Yeah. Fucking disgusting. She's come out as a whistleblower and said when Farage got in for the makeup, they were fucking spitting and putting on their hands and other bodily fluids.
You know what that means?
So I think, what can that be? Piss, shit, spunk, sperm. So we go, like, this is the left. These are the people who tell you how liberal. So, well, you can't say that on Twitter. And then they're advocating people getting their throats slashed or deaf to other people who oppose them or wiping spunk on an MP's fucking face because they disagree with his politics or spit.
That's fucking insane,
it's
mate.
outrageous. And I said the other day, BBC needs to be defunded. If this is the behaviour of their employees against people who don't agree with their political opinion, that is not the way to go about dealing with it. You vote people out and you beat people by having better ideas and having better arguments, not by killing them, not by labelling them as fascists or racists. And again, I seen someone on the news this week going, oh yeah, when we were in school, Nigel Farage came up to me and went something 50 years ago. Kids say mad shit. The people who've probably been racist as a kid said mad racist stuff as a kid because maybe they don't comprehend it. That 50 odd years later, when they've learnt lots, I'll have a different opinion. To go back and say, this is what somebody did 50 years ago, and this is how you know reform. And I don't like Farage, and I don't like Reform, what they're about. But this is how you know they're making traction, when they do this full Matrix attack on them, where they're getting people coming out from 53 years ago saying, tattletaling about something that got said on the school playground. Who gives a fuck?
To push a narrative.
Why aren't we talking about Keir Starmer, the dear leader, being a member of the Czechoslovakian Communist Party, when that was the Cold War era, when he wasn't meant to be there? There's a passport photo of him. Like, so if you're talking about what Farage was doing 53 years ago, why are you not talking about what Keir Starmer was doing, joining the Communist Party in Czech Republic when he was in his early adult years, 18, 19, 20, 21? It's fucking insane. Like, you can't just pick and choose. And again, you look at all the other Labour front benches. We haven't heard a fucking squeak out of the chief whip, Nick Brown, what he's been up to. And if you read them reports, allegedly blasting people's arseholes into oblivion. Arsehole into oblivion. Not just uphill gardening, doing a bit of backdoor action, but obliterating anuses.
Jesus.
Violently, allegedly.
Paint a picture.
And again, where's the noise about this? Oh no, Nigel Farage just said something anti-Semitic to some Jewish kid in school 53 years ago. Not about the Labour whip, who you've got super injunctions out for anus busting. Fucking do me a favour, will you? Do me a favour. And again, it's disgusting to do that to any man, whether you agree with his politics or not. No. Wiping fucking body fluids and spunk on shit on them. It's wrong. Fucking disgrace. And you call yourselves the tolerant left, and we're supreme, and we know better, and this is the way to do it. Go and fuck yourselves. You're fucking mentally ill, and the fucking sooner you fucking realise it, the sooner we can start making progress in our country. I used to be at the left. Fucking embarrasses me that I was once of the left.
So yeah, just on that, what kind of swift did that change? Like when and what went from you being centre left to now centre right, if I've got it right?
Well, I've slightly adjusted because of the way they are, but I've only moved slightly to the right. I am now right of centre. You know, someone said about, I think on the Common Sense pod, Joe Rogan, which right winger should I have on, and fucking one of our admins fired in me, and I was tempted to go back and say, I'm not right wing. But then I went, probably am, probably actually am
but
now.
Only because, but it's changed though. It's changed from what being a left winger was to being a right winger. Like it's changed. It's not the same anymore as it was.
No, absolutely. Right? The left's gone far. Well, we had. Men can have women can have penises, and men can have babies, and they can use the changing rooms. And
that's what the left is now.
The left went even fit. The left have gone so far left. I mean, the left want to fucking do away with jury trials now. Like it's fucking not. It's not washing with any of us. But the right is being seen as far. Everything's far right. It's like, hang on, like conservative. I'm not a conservative. I'm far from a conservative.
You could technically still be centre of left, but everyone on the extreme left still thinks you're on the right.
But that's because they're mentally ill. Like, you can't, they think men can have babies and that women can have penises. So we have already established they aren't well. You don't know whether you've seen the woman, Helen Webley, Dr. Helen Webley, I don't know fucking how she got that, on the Andrew Gold podcast, where she was talking about anorexia and transgender and going, well, people with anorexia are mentally ill. And Andrew Gold's like, what the fuck? What? So, but transgenders aren't? Oh, no, they're not. But anorexia is a mental illness, and he's like looking at it and say, are you for real? So you lose a load of weight because you think you're slim, or you want to be slim, or whatever the mental illness is for anorexia, But yet thinking you're in the wrong, you're a woman in a man's, or whatever, isn't. It's just like, we were talking about it in the car on the way to paddle. It actually infuriates me how stupid these people are, because they are actually thick, or they just intentionally playing these fucking stupid word games. They are actually so indoctrinated that they cannot see the wood for the trees. They're fucking mentally ill. And again, when Charlie Kirk was assassinated, you've seen the behaviour out of them. Demonic. And if that's not a mental illness, celebrating somebody being shot because you don't agree with them politically, I don't know what is. All the other stuff. Now, I'm not far right. I just know I'm right. History will look back at this period, and you're already seeing people, your likes of Piers Morgans and all that, flip-flopping, change it. Whoa, his daddy's wrote a book. Well, we remember what you were doing with the vaccine, Piers. Remember what you were telling everyone should get happened to them. And to be fair to him, he does do a bit of freedom of speech. But what about the other day with Tucker Carlson when he couldn't say the F word? He couldn't say faggot on the... He wouldn't say it. Tucker Carlson was going, faggot, and he was going, I'm not saying it.
Piers?
Piers.
Yeah.
It's like, Well, I get why he wasn't saying it, but I'm also like, we have to, like, it doesn't mean you're being homophobic. It's a word. Now, if you were going up to someone who was gay and outside the gay nightclub and got to saying it, then obviously, or if you were using it in a derogatory term. But the weaponization of language, the weaponization of words. You know, seeing George Galloway talking tonight with Tucker Carlson saying he was held 4 hours at Heathrow Airport. This is a fella who's been elected as an MP 7 times. Him and his wife for 4 hours and 5 hours for words, for talking about stuff that the government didn't like. And they were like...
Is that not similar to what happened to Graham Linton?
Same.
And that got through out.
But also, if you don't answer the questions, we're going to treat this as terrorism. Tommy Robinson, it's happened to them all. This is the Stasi in action, and they've weaponised the police force for it. Now, if you look through the police, right, they've hired lots of people who, if the going gets tough, they're not catching any criminals because they can't run. Pillsbury Doughboy is now in the busies. And I'll bring you back to the services, and now the services have been corrupted. Don't know if you've seen this week. The fireman, HR scandal. Got the fireman, Simon Bailey, who's 27 years of service in the fire brigade. So think of how many lives he's saved by running into burning buildings. And to be a fireman, I would imagine you have to be big, strong, because you might have to carry someone out who's got smoke inhalation, who's your size. So I would want the biggest, strongest, best fireman for that. Now, because he was using the term fireman, which is what we all know it as. There was a woman, I think her name's Sasha Aitchen, who'd come into their fire department in Avon and Somerset. And because they kept saying fireman and fireman, she said it's discriminatory, persistent, sexual, derogatory and offensive. And they've given her 52 grand in a settlement. And they've got rid of this fella who's given 27 years of service. He's got medals of distinction from the fire brigade because he wouldn't say fire person or firefighter. And it made me go back. I'm going, what the fucking hell? We're losing our minds. It made me go back to, remember the pigs in blankets? Remember the pig in a bin bag, black bin bag?
No.
Fisher person. What's his name?
Oh, Sam Smith.
Fisher person. Hey, Fisher person.
Fisher them.
Well, and Rafi Maynow has come out, and I thought it was brilliant what he said today. He said, so what happens to the word human? We have to, Hugh person. What are we going to say? Human, all right? What are we going to say about woman? Woman. We're going to have to change that because we can't have that language. What about mankind? How are we going to, or also the chairman? We're going to say, or what about salesman? Or spokesperson? Or spokesman? Like, we've got to be careful here that it doesn't mean you don't like women just because it's got men in the title. Like, where are we going here? What fucking world are we living in where weaponization of stupid semantics can land you 27 years of service, now you're out, and we're going to give her 52 grand because you've sexually discriminated against her because you won't use fire person, firefighter. It's like fireman, everyone knows. Fireman Sam, sorry, can't use that. Get Fireman Sam off the telly. Needs to be fire person Sam. Honest to God, this is the madness of the world we're living in. If we can't just fucking agree some basic principles, how are we going to solve the complex stuff? Hopefully, I can't wait for AI to come in and just fucking flatten everybody. My last little bit, and this was on the Joe Rogan podcast, Brett Weinstein was on, and he said something that really, really got me thinking, and I'll finish with this tonight. Just have a little think about this. He said, for 300,000 years of humankind, if you believe in the Bible, it might only be 4,000 years, but I think lots of the stuff there, I think we're millions of years old humans. You know, many different variants of it. There's, loads of different variants of Homo sapien, we might even be able to say that now. Be careful we don't get done for that. Arrested for terrorism for saying Homo sapien. Homophobic. Oh my God, yeah. I didn't even think about that. But like Neanderthal, there's been lots of variants. There's been lots of skeletons found, different junctions of evolution for different human types of human. And they were saying for 300,000 years, the pattern's kind of been set. We've been hunter-gatherers. The males have gone out and on the whole and hunted, and the women have reared the children and been childbearers, and that's where their energy's been focused. You waste all your energy, you've got your purpose, I've got to get it food, I've got to provide security, and the women have got to obviously look after the kids and bring whatever that is and whatever goes on with there. So for 300,000 years we've been tipping along with that, and it's only the last few generations, he says, since birth control, because I'll have to get the wording up, so I don't want to bastardize it. But 18 to 35-year-old women now, because of birth control, they can opt out of having children. So they've actually gone against, when you think about it, we have a purpose on the planet to procreate. That's what we're meant to do. Obviously, we do all mad stuff now, but that was what we've evolved to do. Breed the next generation, pass on our genetic code, bring them, and that's how we keep going. But now with birth control, these people are opting out of it. So what happens to that energy is, if you haven't got that energy, that female energy that is normally put into your kids to rear kids and bring your kids up, and that's got to go somewhere. Now, what Brett's arguing is that's actually going into all these mad things that all these, they're out climate change and they're getting on flotillas to try and go to Ukraine, like Greta Thunberg normally would have got flattened, had a couple of kids and be in fucking Sweden or whatever, not stressing about how she's lost the marbles and how humanity's failed her, but actually just rearing the kids, and she's full-time chocker with that, as every mad is who have a couple of kids. But because no one's given her the fucking bifters, she hasn't had the old BBC makeup treatment.
Spunk on the face.
Then she's got this energy that they're using. So she goes, you know what, I'll fucking paint my hair green. I'm just going to go out and kick off because I'm a fucking now a Karen who's got no fucking purpose. I've defeated my evolutionary purpose, what I'm meant to do. And I'm going to, it channels into chaos. It's got a misdirected energy that would have been put into bringing your family and looking after your kids as taking you away from your purpose, and it's caused absolute chaos in your life. And when you look at these movements that you see, these people with, mad ideologies that are absolutely hypocritical, in direct conflict with each other, which is like Queers for Palestine. You're like, hang on a sec, that's not going to work. That, just trust me, that isn't compatible with what goes on in their religious thing. And it got me back to the kind of Universe 25 experiment, which was done years and years ago, which was when they give, the mice a utopia. So the mice didn't have to do anything. So they put two separate experiments in a lab where obviously one had to work to survive and the others were given everything. And within a short period of time, there was a population crash, which is what Elon Musk and all that have been talking about. Like, it is.
Musk says it a lot, doesn't he?
It is a massive factor. I just want to get up this, what Brett Weinstein said, just so I don't absolutely bastardize. So I had it on my phone before. Mm-hmm. Have we got any other questions coming in? Because this is my last little point, and then I'll answer anyone's questions.
Got about 5 minutes left, 10 minutes left. So if you want to get some questions in for Joe, get them in now. I can read them out for you.
Okay, so the Universe 25 experiment is, again, the idea of Universe 25 was John Calhoun, an American scientist who created an ideal world in which hundreds of mice would live and reproduce. More specifically, Calhoun built the so-called paradise of mice, a specially designed space where rodents had abundance of food and water, as well as a large living space. In the beginning, he placed 4 pairs of mice that in a short time began to reproduce, resulting in the population growing rapidly. After 315 days, their reproduction began to decrease significantly. When the number of rodents reached 600, a hierarchy was formed between them and the so-called wretches. The larger rodents began to attack the group, with the result that many males began to collapse psychologically. As a result, the females did not protect themselves and in turn became aggressive towards their young. As time went on, the females showed more and more aggressive behaviour, isolated elements and lack of reproductive mood. There was a low birth rate and at the same time an increase in mortality in younger rodents. Then a new class of male rodents appeared, the so-called beautiful mice. They refused to mate with the females or to fight for their space. All they cared about was food and sleep. At one point, beautiful males and isolated females made up the majority of the population. As time went on, juvenile mortality reached 100% and reproduction reached 0. Among the endangered mice, homosexuality was observed and at the same time cannibalism increased. Despite the fact that there was plenty of food, 2 years after the start of the experiment, the last baby of the colony was born. By 1963, he had killed the last mouse in Universe 25. John Calhoun repeated the same experiment 25 more times and each time the result was the same.
Scary. So
you don't work, universal basic income, away you go. So again, I'm just going through, Weinstein said, reliability and birth control plus abortion, you can now cash the evolutionary lottery ticket without paying a 20-year mortgage of pregnancy, diapers, sleepless nights, and college funds. Result, an entire generation of 18 to 35-year-olds walking around with the energy, libido, hormones, and protective instincts that evolution spent millions of years calibrating for child rearing, but with zero actual children. That energy didn't disappear, it got redirected. And they're saying, when you think about it, young women especially began treating ideologies the exact same way. The evolutionary wired them to treat babies in terms of climate change, social justice, or whatever the cause of the month is. It gets defended with literal mama bear ferocity. The same neurochemistry that once guarded a toddler from predators now guards an abstract idea from wrongthink. Elon Musk spoke about this, hasn't he? Saying, AI-driven abundance will make money as free as sex became in the 70s. Both of evolutionary's primary carrots, mating and resource acquisition, suddenly cost almost nothing. So Weinstein said, when producing and protecting actual children is no longer the central organising principle of adult life, and when creating wealth is no longer required for status, security, attracting a mate, what is there left to give a human direction in life, meaning, and life meaning and structure? So look at it and go, they did start inventing bigger and bigger dragons and dragons to slay, and this is what we're seeing on the streets. And we are in Western civilization, we are in a population decrease. And again, who's breeding? And then when you look at the labour thing today, what does that incentivise? People who don't want to fucking work and want to have loads of kids. Mental. We are in the midst of Universe 25 here, I'm convinced of it. The elites, I'm looking at it going, they don't want people with fucking video cameras and access to the internet and accountability follow them round and saying, now, you fucking getting massages off there, you fucking little dirty bastard. That's what they don't want. They do not want that. You've seen that. They do not want the peasants going, hang on a second. You've seen it with Andy Mountbatten, Windsor. Oh, hang on a second here, mate. Why you are behind your castle walls? Get yourself over to America. Start answering questions. If you haven't done anything wrong, don't be hiding in the castle. But again, rules for them. Rules for us. But if we don't fucking solve this and we let these fucking green-haired monsters, Karens, keep charging round on these virtue signalling nonsense pottery tours, then unfortunately we're going to end up in the chaos even further than what we currently are. Right, questions.
Just a quick one. Zelenskyy.
Oh, I did not mention that.
We haven't even mentioned it. Someone just said in the chat.
Oh, God, yeah. Man. Zelenskyy. What did we say? Sorry, what did we say? About the ski resort, about the big, massive property in Utah that he's bought, bigger than New Jersey or something, wasn't it? Absolutely.
Ridiculous, yeah.
Bent as a 9-bob note.
400 million or something, man.
Like, ridiculous. He's like the fourth biggest landowner or something in the States, isn't he? We've seen today Andrei Yermak, who's Zelensky's chief of staff. I would imagine that is the football equivalent of assistant manager, right-hand man, has been under pressure because his house has been raided for, they're saying, $100 million, which works out about 75 million. Alleged embezzlement from the energy sector, taking kickbacks from the nuclear firm Thromaton or something like that. Who's surprised? If you've seen the Hunter Biden laptop, Ukraine was always going to be a way of, and again, they arrested them for it, whether it was Edward Snowden or Julian Assange, saying war is a way of washing money out of Western tax bases and washing it through these conflict zones to enrich the elites. Zelenskyy, well, Trump's about to sort that out. Russia have got way more than they bargained for because we've backed the wrong horse. Again, another farce from fucking Boris the knobhead Johnson. And obviously the dear leader, Starmer's got ourselves right in it because he made it a big thing. He was the front and centre man with Macron. Well, unfortunately, you backed the wrong horse there, which doesn't surprise me because it seems that every time the fucker opens his mouth or fucking makes a decision, he backs the fucking wrong horse. I'd hate to go the fucking races with him.
Who?
Starmer.
Fucking hell.
I'd hate to go... If he went to the races with Starmer, every single horse he puts on will be either second to last or last.
Be good to go with things, you bet against it.
So, but again, like, who's surprised? Now, what you're going to see here is either Zelenskyy get shot. I think Putin will take him out. I just think Putin's a cunt. He will take him out because he's disrespected him on a world stage. or he's going to get jailed in his own country because this embezzlement scandal will get linked back to him, or Joe Biden, who probably can't even fucking remember he spoke to him, based on Joe Biden's last period. Joe Biden, if he's still Cobus Mentis, which I don't think he will be because he'd lost the plot.
Has he been seen in public since?
No, lad. Obviously, he was fucking...
They've turned his fucking robotics
I don't even think it was him in the end, actually.
No,
he was
definitely
fucked,
not.
weren't he? And
No.
are they going to give him political asylum in the States? Well, he's bought this big plot of land, so maybe his missus and that are going there. The ski resort looks like it's going to be up the Swan here. And who's surprised? All you green-haired monsters with Ukraine in your bio, are you going to accept now that maybe you fucking don't know what you're on about? I doubt it, but, we live in hope. Anyone else?
So what? That's an hour and a half, so let's cut it there. But,
okay, hope you've enjoyed it.
Yeah, that's a first time we've done the full English live on a Friday. I could see us doing this every week now.
Night.
Live
Friday
on.
night lights.
8:30, 8 o'clock. Because it's on YouTube then for everyone for the next day anyway. Saves me a job.
Getting up in the morning.
Saves me a job.
Same with getting up in the morning. I usually do it on Friday mornings, don't we?
We do it on a Friday morning and edit it, but I do like... Oh, nice.
Someone just supercharges there. Who's that?
Yeah, they didn't put a message in.
Corsal 31. You haven't put a message in, but nice one. Just supercharges for the bullseye there. Oh, you're £2.
Now we're much better than Skidmark. Thank you.
Yeah, that's... I don't know whether that's a compliment, that though, lad. Someone said
Stephen
Hawkins. Stephen Hawkins, bit better than Skidmark.
Yeah, but we'll start doing this on a Friday. If everyone's enjoyed it, we'll start doing it live, 8 o'clock-ish on a Friday night, and then you've got it then for the next day if you miss out. So, looks like everyone's enjoyed it.
Good. Thanks for joining us. Thanks for tuning in. And again, keep up the good fight, inch by inch. We'll fucking take this country back.
We'll be live on Monday night. Is there a game? I don't think there is.
It's a championship game. I had a look. I think it's Birmingham against Watford. Monday night.
Birmingham Watford, so we'll do a watch along for that on Monday night.
And tonight, our Oxford getting on against Ipswich. That's an interesting game. I would have backed Ipswich.
It was 2-1 Oxford when I last checked, and it finished 2-1 Oxford.
2-1 Oxford. I would have backed Ipswich. I'd have been fucking
Oxford.
down. Never went near it. All right, good luck in your punting. Again, be responsible. Don't be giving them fucking bookies all your money. Everywhere I look, William Hill, fucking Betfred, the fucking bookies are everywhere. So clearly they're fucking making money. Be sensible with it, and hopefully you can get a little bit of luck and a few shilling in